part of Startup War. We are back. We have a phenomenal entrepreneur, a great founder, an amazing company that Expert Dojo have the privilege of investing in. Whoa, yes. So, we're going to talk about how they grow, where they started. We're going to go through the hero's journey. Most importantly, this podcast is for investors and this podcast is by an investor. I am not here to promote or to hype up a company. I'm here to talk about a company that we have or are investing in. So for me, we're talking from a very personal perspective. The company's gone through the accelerator program. We know the founder incredibly well. We've really dug into the company and gone through diligence. This is kind of my gift to the world of investors, where I give you in 30 minutes the diligence that we did on a company in the form of a bunch of questions in an entertaining way so that you don't get bored after the first two slides. Okay. So I want to bring in Henry into the call. It is great to see you, my friend. We're going to talk about so many great things today. It's such an exciting time because we're going to dig into communication. We're going to dig into new sales platforms. We're going to dig into how people are buying, not just in the future, but how they are buying today. And we're going to talk about how you manage to see what everybody else is seeing now. Actually, I was going to say we'll see in a year, but people are seeing it and realizing it already. But you've tapped into it, you've owned it, you've got phenomenal growth in the market. So just it's going to be a super exciting conversation. But I want to dig right back to the beginning, Henry. I want to dig back to when you first discovered that consumer behavioral habits were changing in the form of how they were buying the products that were being put in front of them. And I think to create context for the viewers, go back like, I don't know, 50, 60 years. Folks went to shops. That was it. They went to shops. They looked at it. There's 50 shops on the high street. There's three shops selling the same thing. They choose the shops with the nicest windows or with the cheapest goods or with the best products and the best choice that they can buy, right? It's all based on that preference of that consumer. Then fast forward 50 years or 40 years, and then you've got online. Digital ate retail's lunch. And that's why we saw this huge adoption and this massive shift from the amount of people who are buying offline. And now, even though we're in a shopping mall, I see folks coming in. They go in, they look at the stores, they take a picture of something, and they're immediately checking online and ordering it online and having it sent to their house because they don't even want to be bothered with the actual carrying of the shopping themselves. But what's really interesting is what's happening next. And that's where you come in, Henry. So, talk to me about the genesis of your idea for building this incredible company. And talk to me about how that idea then suddenly turned into a concept and then turned into an implementation.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for the invitation. Let me know if you hear me well. The idea started back 2 years ago. Um, just to give you context, we are in Latin America, and over here, there's a lot of social selling. Actually, 70% of the digital sales that happen are there. There is a messaging app involved. So when we started the company, we saw a lot of businesses struggling to sell online because they were selling through WhatsApp, through Instagram, but they didn't have a tool to actually um, convert these conversations into sales. So what we did was taking this input from the customers, and we actually built payment tools specifically for messaging apps. So what Mercately does is helping small businesses to increase their sales on messaging apps. Uh, with these payment tools that are super easy for a business to set up, and actually helps them increase their sales up to 50% in the first 3 months that they are using our platform.
Okay. This is an important moment, investors, because a lot of you are going to be thinking, okay, messaging app, WhatsApp. Probably a few people might buy their stuff there, but most people are going to buy on Shopify. Are they going to buy on Amazon? Are they going to buy in other areas? Yeah, you're right. The same way that most people used to buy their stuff in retail stores until they didn't. And that's exactly what's happening now. If you're a investor over the age of 40 and you got kids, watch what your kids are doing. Watch how they're communicating. Look at the social media apps and see what's happening there. And then look how much further they're going than just communicating on those apps. The communication apps are going to become the shopping malls of the future. There is no question at all. Websites are already becoming non relevant. My boy has a computer only because he has to go to school. That is the only reason. If he didn't need it for school, he would literally only need his mobile phone. And he only needs his mobile phone so he can check what's happening in social or what's happening in gaming. And sometimes he might pop on Google to find some stuff on Google, but only sometimes. The vast majority of times when he wants to search for stuff, you know where he's going to look for his search? TikTok, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. When he wants to chat with his friends, he's not on text like I'm on text. As for old people, he's on the social apps. And so, what's so brilliant about what Henry created is that he recognized that the trend is not just going here slowly, the trend is going here like a raging rapids river. And the way to be able to get people to make immediate buying decisions is by tying the shopping decisions and shopping outcomes into the communication methodologies that people are already on. Why would we send them to another place when they're already there? So Henry, tell me if I'm wrong here, or if I'm exaggerating here, or if it needs to be adapted. And if I'm 100% right, then tell me, just go deeper into this entire trend and movement that's happening and tell us where it's going to go to.
Yeah, you're right. You're completely right. Actually, as you mentioned, we evolved from physical sales to digital sales, and now it's social selling. People are buying on TikTok, WhatsApp, Instagram, and I think that just keeps increasing as people start using these apps more. They will find a shop there. They will start chatting with the shop. The shop will send their products directly in messaging, and people end up buying there. This we realized this when, as I mentioned, 2 years ago we started. We actually had a pivot from a inventory management system when we realized that the businesses were telling us, we're selling our stuff. Not on Mercado Pago, not on Amazon. We are selling, and this is Latin America, of course. We're selling over WhatsApp, and we want some kind of tool that help us sell there. And actually, as I mentioned, 70% of the sales are happening through messaging apps and social apps. So this is something that's gonna keep growing. We have the example of Asia with Line, that you pretty much do everything there. You shop everything. I was just in Thailand, and you can go to in any store and just take out your phone, scan the QR code, and pay there directly through Line. And even they have delivery now. So I don't think this is going anywhere. It's just it will keep growing in the next few years.
And what's so interesting is it is a demographic change. So folks who are over a certain age, they won't be noticing this because you ain't ever going to change. Nobody's playing with you on social. You're done. I'm done. We're all done. But we don't matter because it's the next 5 billion people coming through that are going to dictate the next TikTok, the next Amazon, the next great social app that is also going to be social selling. I love that term, social selling. And that's what got me so excited about this because there's a two prong my one of my favorite kind of progressions is through unconscious incompetent, conscious incompetent, conscious competent, and unconscious competent. So think about when you're riding a bike. Okay, you're like, oh, it's a bike. I'm going to jump on a bike, and then you fall off and like crack your skull open. And then the next time you're like, okay, I got to be more careful because I don't know how to ride a bike. And then you're like, "Damn, I can ride a bike." And then the next thing you're like riding a bike and you're using no hands and you're reading a book and you're listening to music and you're talking to your friends, right? Because you can do this damn thing so well. It's exactly the same as the progression for new technology. So right now, previously, you had a bunch of folks who were in shops Think of like the guy down the road from you who's worked out, I got to be online. I got my Shopify side. I've managed to get like my integration with Square in the shop. I'm good, right? And now that person has been told by their friend, oh, I did 5K in sales last month on WhatsApp. And they're like, huh? What's up? Isn't that where I call people in foreign places if I don't want to pay? Because they're they've just moved. They're still in actually unconsciously incompetent. Right now, they're just about to move to consciously incompetent because they're going to be like, do you know, Jimmy down the road just sold $5,000 on WhatsApp. How the hell do we use WhatsApp to pay stuff? This is the most beautiful singular market for any company to come into because people need help. There are no other options. It is early adopter eats everything and everybody wants to sell more. And why the heck would you not be on every platform that you can go on to? This is why I like your company so much. And it's why I believe you're going to grow so much because everybody's going to need this. They want a very simple way to come on. So talk us through. I'm that guy, got my Shopify, got my stuff in my store to like pretend that I'm semi digital, just found out about this. I want to make sure that I'm actually selling on social. What do I do? And how do I bring your company in to make sure that I can do it properly and I can move to that place of conscious competence?
Sure. So one of the things that we say is that it doesn't matter where you have your products. It's important that you can talk with your customer. So even if you have a Shopify store, a WooCommerce store, you can still come to us and sync your digital store, your Shopify, and bring all your products to WhatsApp and Instagram. And then when you import all of your products, you can start chatting with your customers. So the journey that usually a company takes is they integrate with us, they bring the products, and they start doing ads. Probably click to chat, so click to WhatsApp, click to Messenger, click to Instagram, and they get the leads from these platforms, and they start chatting on a platform with their customers. So we provide a basic CRM that you have all the information for your customers that you can talk with them, and we provide all the follow-up tools as well, so you can create chatbots, quick answers for your customers. You can do the communication faster, and when the customer is ready to actually buy your product, you just send a payment link with us, and this payment link has everything. You can have credit card, debit card, bank to bank transfer, and we are even working on cash on delivery for the ones that need to deliver the product. So once you send this to your customer, the customer has everything set up already. They don't need to go to your website and create a shopping cart. You have done it for them, so they save a lot of time. They are happy with your customer service, and they just buy your product right there. And we do all the backend stuff, so we reduce your inventory on whatever platform you are, and that's it. That's the magic. We help you sell more and manage your store while you are selling.
Powerful. It's powerful because you know what you just said to me there? You know what I heard? Simple, 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 simple. Sell more in a place you don't currently sell. Simple, 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 simple.
Yeah,
Frictionless
that's the
innovation.
idea.
Frictionless innovation. Simply allow people to go where their customers are with the easiest possible use of being able to turn it into money. Well done. I like, you know, there I invest, we invest in a ton of companies and I love early stage startup. But I really love companies like yours because you just captured a moment. Like you just captured a moment at the right time and you noticed a trend, which is not, it's not even a maybe or a but or an anything. It's not even a far away. It's not, this isn't a Web3. This is a yesterday that people haven't realized yet because the folks that are investing are just a little bit older and they haven't noticed that the trend is going this way. So let's talk about the juicy stuff. So, number one, you are awesome and you're killer. What about the rest of your team? Who did you bring in? I think, look, if anybody doesn't get the fact that I like the idea that you're owning this space, you're not listening to the podcast, right? So now I want to jump into a few other things. I want to jump into you and the team that you've built around you. I want to look at the competitors and who's in there in the market and how do we build a defendable moat. And then I want to kick straight into the traction, which is epic so far, but I want to see like how we can drive that up to 100K, 200K, 500K, $1 million a month so we can get you to proper unicorn status that you deserve. But let's bring it back first to you and the team. What does that look like? And talk to me about how you've built it out.
Sure, we are right now 18 people. The team is pretty much the engineering team, the sales team, and the marketing team, and the customer success. So we are around 6 engineers. We have a sales team with 6 people, and the marketing is a little bit smaller, 3 people. Um, we are 3 founders. Myself, I actually worked previously on fintech. I work on another company that was doing payments. The name is Dollarbox. They were payment company for donations. We were able to get more than 1 billion in processing payments for donations. So there's where I learned everything about payments and how it works. We have another co-founder that is Paul Velasquez. He's great marketer. He previously co-founded another startup with more than 1 million users. And our CTO, he's Jomer, and he has been working leading tech teams for more than 20 years. So we are very diverse team. We are very complementary as well. And what I like the most is that we actually are completely bootstrapped. We were bootstrapped until last year, and we grow everything from the idea to the state that we are without any capital. So I think that tells a lot about how great executors we are.
It's so powerful. It's so friggin' powerful. You know, it takes really tough economic environments for stupidity to subside. It always baffled me before how the answer to every question for so many other companies was just to raise money. And they would spend 70, 80% of their time raising money. And somehow this was applauded in Silicon Valley as being the right thing to do. And I loved the fact when you and I first spoke, and I got on the phone to Brandon afterwards. I'm like, I love this guy. He's a warrior. He goes out there and he does what you're supposed to do as an entrepreneur. He builds the company, he builds the traction, he makes sure that the platform is right. And I'm gonna get to this in a couple of moments. But I also really like the fact that you have skill gapped your team. So what you've done is you've said, okay, for us to get past Series A, there's a couple of things we need to do right. We need to make sure the platform's good. If the platform's bad, then we got a problem. And the thing is, only a chief technology officer is going to be able to tell if the platform's bad. I can tell if it's doesn't work at the beginning, but I can't tell if it's not going to be working at scale, right? So I need a great person now to check it at scale. That's foresight, right? And then bringing in the other founders, whereby you've got an expertise in marketing and expertise in logistics. That's it. The skill gaps are gone. You're now in a place where you can thrive and you can build this thing. I love that in the team. Talk to me about the competition. Talk to me about what you're worried about, what you're not worried about, what's happening in Latin America, what's happening in America, what's happening in India. What are the places where this is going to come from? And how do you foresee this fight is going to go in the future?
Yeah, so there are some wonderful companies out there, and I think they're doing their job, but they haven't seen something that we actually believe, and is that all of they are focused on customer support, right? Just to talk with your customer. Now, as I mentioned before, for us, it's not only talking with your customer; it's actually being able to sell, and part of the sales process is actually being able to charge your customer. So I think that what the competition is missing and what we are very different is we actually build the payment tools for the companies. So it's not only about talking. You can chat with your customer, but we actually give you a way that you can send a payment link with all the payment options integrated that are very easy to set up for a company. And that's it. when you have the communication, you have the payment, you can actually do the sale, and that changes the life of the business completely. And the other thing that we have seen this in, as I mentioned, in Asia, but I think there's a lot of room to grow. We are right now in 16 countries, the US included. We have several customers in the US, we have customers in Spain. There is a lot of space in Africa as well to grow. So I think the market is right. We have a lot to do and expand. We're still next year going to tackle Brazil. Um, so that's the difference between us and the competition. While they're focused on providing a tool for you to chat with the customers, we actually provide a tool to sell to your customers.
I love that. And I know that. That's why I like you so much. Tell me about the traction that you got from the beginning. Tell me about how you grew this up to tens of thousands of dollars per month. You did it without any funding. I know you built out the product without any funding. You did that yourself because you were able to do it yourselves. And but let's talk about like how the growth started to happen, how many customers came in, how long the customers are staying for. Give us a feel for the future by sharing with us the past.
Sure. So we started just last year. We're around 2 years old, um, 2021. Um, as I mentioned, we first launched a product that was a inventory management system. It didn't work. We quickly pivoted, and to be honest, it was just me and my co-founder doing the things at night, like a side project. So for the first year, it didn't grow as much because we weren't working as much on the product, but we were trying to find the product market fit and the traction to start to just realize that this could work. And last year is actually when we started to work more deeply into it. Last year we have a growth, we grew 384%. So that's around, right now we are doing 35K in monthly recurring revenue. So we are about half a million in annual recurring revenue. We're working with more than 300 companies, I mentioned in 16 countries. And there's around 1,500 people use our tool daily to sell.
And how many what is the model for receiving money through so everybody understands it? So you have lots and lots of customers, you got the 35K a month. Where's that 35,000 coming from?
Yeah, we're a subscription-based business. So right now we are charging the companies for the amount of people that they have selling on the platform. But we are right now working on improving or doing upsells. So we just transitioned to a contact-based pricing as well. So
Mhm.
on top of the people that you have on the platform, we're actually also charging based on the amount of contacts that you talk monthly. And in the future, we want to also charge based on a success fee for every transaction that you do in the platform. So there's a lot of room to grow there as well.
Nice. And what marketing had you been doing to get that 35,000 a month? And how long are the users staying with you for?
Yeah, so for the marketing, actually, it's pretty funny because we do a little bit of marketing as a bootstrap company. The first year we didn't spend more than $5,000 in the whole year in
Hmm.
marketing. Last year we spent around 25,000, and now that we received some investment from you guys, from Techstars, we are actually able to expand our marketing efforts and grow faster as we want to. And our average ticket is around $110, and the customer lifetime value is around 16 months. So every customer that comes with us stays for around 16 months and sometimes past that.
Fantastic. So you can all get a feel for the future, but I want Henry to share this with you. So you're 10 years. First of all, before we do this, look, let me say two things. Number one, let me get your email address so people can contact you. And it can either be you should give the email address for Mercately so that they have the details to be able to catch you there.
Yeah, you can reach me at henry@mercately.com.
Okay, wonderfully. And just spell that for everybody so they have that.
Yeah, it's Mercately.
Wonderful. And you can always contact me at brian@expertdojo.com. I'm always very happy to fill in. A lot of the questions I'm asking, obviously, I know the answers because we did the diligence before, and this was why we really liked the company. So, founding team, top class, tick in the box. Internally in Expert Dojo, we weight that at around 40%. Product fit, tick in the box. Internally, we're at about 20% on that in Expert Dojo. It may seem like it should be more, but we attribute the rest of it to the traction, which is very much tied into the product fit in the first place. Their traction is phenomenal. The fact that they haven't needed to raise money to be able to build up to that type of level. We also don't look at pivots. We look at evolution of product. Evolution of product is listening to rather than telling. And that means that their customers are saying to them, please listen to us because we like what you've started with, but we believe there's a better product there. The great thing about the Mercately team is that they listen to their customers and they did exactly what their customer said. That's why they're making money and why they're keeping customers month after month after month. So all of those things were excellent. I never say to an investor, you guys should invest. It's for you to decide. What I say to you is that I would invest any day of the week into Henry. We will again invest in him in the future as his rounds continue going on because we believe the company has the ability to grow into tens of millions of dollars of revenue. This market is a guarantee. The only thing that needs to be proven out is that they can continue to grow at the level that they're doing. And that's why they're raising money right now. Okay. So do your own research, but listen to me as someone who doesn't waste his time investing in companies that we don't really like. Now, okay. So I would like to finish with this if I can, Henry. You're 10
Sure.
years in the future, you're being interviewed for having this incredible success. You're talking about how you made it happen, but more importantly, you're talking about what the company looked like when you exited from it. So I want you to share that last piece of the interview with everybody who's listening here. And you're talking about Mercately and you're saying, look, set up this company to do this, but we evolved it to this Horizon 3 stage to become this company here. And now we have X amount of users in Y amount of countries spending this amount of money on either competing or not competing with the greatest companies in the world. The story is yours.
Yeah. So we want to be the best e-commerce tool for small businesses in Latin America. And that's our goal. We want to help. Um, there are 25 million small businesses in Latin America that are struggling every day to sell their products. Um, because of that, sometimes they close their operations. So we want to help them to actually grow. Our our target is to hit 1 million businesses working with us in the next 5 years. So that's where I see Mercatelli going, being the best e-commerce tool for small business in Latin America.
Simple as that. Give me a number. How many small businesses are going to be using your tool within 5 years?
We are aiming to get 1 million businesses using
That's
us.
what I'm talking about. It's a beautiful round number, a beautiful, beautiful round number. Within how many years?
5 years.
Yay. There we go. Great minds think alike. All right, my friend. Listen, it was wonderful. Thank you so much. I know you just came back from Techstars from Thailand. So, like crazy, crazy, crazy things, but you're doing it all so you can keep on growing this business at the ridiculous rate. I really mean it. Like, us being in, us not being in, I would say the same thing. You're a beast of a warrior, of an entrepreneur. You have built a great team. You are scaling a phenomenal business. Keep doing everything you're doing right now. You're doing it absolutely right. And we're with you all the way.
Thanks, Brian. It was wonderful to spend this time with you.